Hi, I'm Martin Blasick, your host, and you're watching The Hook. There's not much in the whole world that I like more than a finely crafted pop song, and on this show, what we do is crack it open, see what's on the inside, and maybe find out what made it tick. Somewhere between art and science, that's where it is, the magic of a great song. My guest for today has been a friend of mine for a long, long time, and I'm real pleased to have him on the show. It's Scotty Boy McCoy. He's been a performing songwriter for as long as I have known him, which I have to say is a long time. So we're going to start it off with a song called Better by the Beer, Scotty Boy McCoy.
When I came in here tonight, well, I was feeling pretty low. Life just seemed to take a turn for the worst. When I saw those suds appear, I lost my urge to shed a tear. From the first sip, I was feeling better by the beer. Well, it don't matter what the brand, from a keg, bottle, or can. It's all good when there's a cold one in my hand. Whether red, pale, dark, or near, hops and barley have no peer. How about a toast of feeling better by the beer? By the beer, by the beer, by the beer, I become another man. One by one I conquer fear, feel my heartache disappear. Another round, I'm feeling better by the beer. Take it around. And when I wake up in the morning with my head locked in a vice, and I'm feeling that the end is drawing near, a porcelain god I commandeer, and then from the fridge's rear, hair of the dog, I'm feeling better by the beer, by the beer, by the beer, by the beer, I become another man. Oh, and should my wife appear, I'll tell her how I love you, dear. How even she starts looking better by the beer, 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 by the beer. With that last call, then there's time for one more bit.
Hey, Scott, that was great.
Thank you, sir.
I don't really know this song that well. How in the world did you write Better by the Beer?
Well, it's a cute little story, actually. I was in a bar, and there's this regular that goes in there a lot who drinks a brand of beer. And I saw her getting it, and the title just popped in my head. Things seem to get better by the beer when you're in a bar. So I wrote that down, and my wife looked kind of funny, and went back to the house and kind of pieced it together. And about the most interesting thing about this one, I think, is that when I originally went to the chorus part, by the beer, I had some other lines filling in the gap that I was leaving there. And what's happened, I went to a party and I was playing the song for one of the first times. And when I went to that part, where I started singing the filler lines, other people were calling back to me with the by the beer line. So I said, well, that must be working. So I...
Like literally, it's writing itself.
Writing itself, yeah. So
just like tuning into the universe right there.
That's a call and response. So when we're playing it out and about, I sing by the beer and the crowd sings by the beer right back to us.
I'm feeling it right now, man. I'm like, better by the beer. I would say the show's called The Hook. It seems to me you got a hook on this one. Lyrics came first, right? Groove came first? I mean,
well, I felt like, I guess when I heard By the Beer, I was like, I think I started working on that first verse. When I came in here tonight, well, I was feeling pretty low, and thinking that I was going to get to feeling better by the beer as I went along. And a long time ago, I stopped in and met the president of the Songwriters Association here in Los Angeles, and he told me to really work on my imagery. This was way back. And so I really started concentrating on images. So I kept looking for images of the things that I was trying to say in the song. So that's a big part of the way I write now. And
I have to say that one's working for me right there.
thank you, sir.
Yeah, my props on that one. I'm just like, it just seems like one of those songs that was always there, you know, like a Beatles song or something like that. You just like hear it and you're like, a human didn't really write it. It just existed in the universe, and somehow they pulled it in there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of feeling. I don't want to ever compare someone to the Beatles because that's sort of taboo to do. But you know, it's the same way. It seems like it's just such a simple concept, and you just like didn't put anything extra in there. There's no real fancy jazz chords to take it off course or anything like that. The guitar, I mean the chords. I mean, you just like A, and then you take it to the chorus, you go to D. I mean, that's a time-honored country.
We do a little squirreling around in the solo section where you got to play with me there a little bit, where we're coming back to the 4 quite a bit, which was just a little bit of a change that I kind of liked. Is we could have just gone around the chorus again, but I kind of like going back to that 4 a little bit. It adds a little tension that's sort of good, sort of bad, but it's definitely a little bit different. So that's
now,
about
you keep
the
saying
only.
we, and I did forgot to tell everybody home, Scotty's got a band called
the Moonshine Mountain Boys.
And they're out playing around regularly and getting great gigs, so keep your eyes and ears open for them. And also to get more information about upcoming gigs, you know, at the end of the show, write me on my email address, and I'll be happy to hook you up with a website and get you straight in, because you guys are moving CDs, you guys are doing all kinds of stuff.
Got a new CD coming out.
Selling CDs in Europe, selling CDs in the United States, gigging. Loving it, man. You know, because I've seen a lot of people, you know, try and find that zone, because I mean, you're not just a songwriter, you're a performing songwriter.
Right.
That combination of things is like your image and your songs and your voice and all these things together. And I've seen people veer off course, you know, and this, I don't know, I haven't had the opportunity to see the band yet, but it seems like things are clicking in for you guys. It's nice.
Well, you know, you and I go way back, and when we left Tennessee, I think I was doing everything but country music or anything to do with it, and that's why we came out here. And
you know what they say, wherever you go, there you are.
Exactly. So in re-embracing those roots, that's where I finally seem to have found, you know, a place for my voice and my song writing, and it seems to work.
Wait, is there a bridge in here?
Nope, no bridge.
We don't need no stinking bridge.
Don't need no stinking bridge.
And how many verses is it?
3 verses. The opening one is kind of a by itself, so it feels like there's only 2.
But you did change some lyrics around after. I mean, it's not like it just like happened in 5 minutes and it was done.
There was a middle section. There was a bridge at one time, I think, and it just didn't seem to need it after we got to working on it in the studio. So we kind of pulled that out and went with the solo. And it's funny, too, it still runs under 3 minutes, so.
You don't need much. I mean, you can make them long, but it doesn't really get you anything extra most of the time. Dude, that song was so cool. I usually like talk about a song for so long, but for so long, that song just like came to you, right? You changed a few lines and that's it.
Pretty much, yeah. It didn't take a whole lot of work.
Let's push ahead, man. Let's do more songs. I love that one so much. What's your next song?
The second one I want to do for you is our 9/11 tribute. And I know everybody wrote a 9/11 song, but a lot of folks have been liking this one, and it's got a nice little